Welcome to our session. Thank you for joining us today. Uh, Today's topic that we're going to explore together is valuing yourself. So, just a little bit of introduction before we begin today's session. Firstly, we do this once a month on a Sunday. So, thank you for joining us. We'll be together for the next 2 hours, but they're going to fly by and we're going to have a lot of fun going deeper into how we can value ourselves. Um, a little bit about VIHASA. VIHASA actually stands for Values in Healthcare, a Spiritual Approach. And this entire workshop was designed by the Janki Foundation based in London. So basically, the inspiration for this workshop was taken by Dadi Janki. She was the administrative head of the Brahma Kumaris. And once, when she was in London in the NHS hospital, she saw that the doctors and nurses were very, very stressed. And then she thought, if the doctors and nurses, if the caregivers are so stressed, then what kind of care can they possibly give people? And so she decided to do this service for the healthcare professionals. But you might be wondering why we are here when some of us are not healthcare professionals. So, this workshop was so beautifully designed and it's based on values, knowing yourself better so that you can work through your values in your everyday life, whether personally or professionally. And as human beings, all of us work with some values or the other. So it's really applicable universally to all of us. So the wonderful people that you see in front of you on screen are the core members who got together and over a period of 4 years, they have created this entire workshop that is VIHASA. So VIHASA was very beautifully designed, keeping three principles in mind. The first principle that VIHASA believes in is heal thyself. And today's workshop is all about valuing ourselves, right? Because Vihasa believes that you have to first take care of yourself, develop yourself, and only then can you be a support system for other people. Because if you yourself are weak, you yourself are emotionally not strong, then what kind of support can you provide to the people around you, whether in your personal lives or your professional lives? The second is learning through experience. So Vihasa is a facilitation, not a teaching. So you won't see two, three of us just talking over here, but it's going to be an interaction. We're going to request all of you to start your audios and videos and, just share our experiences with each other. Because we all come from different backgrounds, we come from different life experiences, different learnings that we've had throughout our lives. And when we share that with each other, we can grow together and have group wisdom come through. And the third one is relevance to work. So we're not just going to listen to something here, spend 2 hours, and then forget about it and just go on with our lives. But we're actually going to see how is whatever we discuss over here today, can I apply it practically in my everyday life? So Vihasa is very beautifully designed to cater to all these three principles. Now, there are 7 modules for Vihasa. Today, the module that we are doing is Valuing Yourself, Part 1. So, actually, each of these modules are 8-hour sessions. It's a full day face to face program. But since COVID, we brought this beautiful workshop online. And because you can't sit for 8 hours online, we broke each and every module down into 3 to 4 parts for 2 hours each. So that is why valuing yourself part 1 is what we're going to look at today. Now, there are 7 spiritual tools of Vihasa that you will see us use throughout the exercises. So different exercises will have different tools. There's meditation where you can actually sit for 5-10 minutes and really go deeper into the topic. There's visualization where you create the kind of life that you want. So see it first in your mind's eye and then apply it practically. There's going to be reflection where you'll really sit, make an appointment with yourself, which is very something we don't really have time to do at all in our busy lives. So we're actually going to make time to sit with ourselves and figure out how we feel about a certain topic. There's going to be playfulness where we have group activities and people do things together. Even on Zoom, we try and make that happen. Listening, which is a wonderful skill, which is very underrated because listening, if done right, can be very healing. Appreciation. Over time, I think we've learned to appreciate others, but Vihasa also teaches us to appreciate ourselves and creativity. So, creativity helps us use the right side of our brain. And usually in everyday life, we're using the left side, the more analytical, logical side of the brain. But the right side, which is responsible for creativity, is also responsible for creative problem solving. And so, when we look at a topic from the other side of our brain, the not so used side of our brain, we look at things in a different perspective and it just opens up our view of things. So these are some of the tools that you will see us use today. Now, why facilitation? So the word to facilitate means to make easy. So what we're going to do here is me and the two other facilitators with me today who are going to be guiding us through the session. We will just guide you and we ourselves will also explore the topic with you. Like it said, I hear something and I forget. So if you hear a lecture, after a while you might forget it. I see something and I remember. So when you actually use both your senses of hearing and seeing, and you see how something's done, you might remember it. But when you do something with all your senses involved, that's when you really understand. And so that's what we hope to achieve in today's session. We hope that we can create a safe space. This can be a safe environment for us to feel, be free to share our experiences, our opinions, and very, very important to respect other people's opinions because we all come from different life experiences, different thought processes. And sometimes we might think about things differently, and that's okay. So here we accept everyone, we support each other, and we create a safe environment to be ourselves. If you want to read up any more information about VIHASA, we have a website called vihasa.in. And so that's where you can get any additional information. And with that, I will just introduce the facilitators for today, and we'll start with an icebreaker. So, welcome everyone. My name is Kosha, and I'm a VIHASA facilitator since 2017 now. I'm an artist by profession, and I welcome you to today's session. I request Priyanka to introduce herself, and then Reshmi, who will also take us through the icebreaker activity. So, over to you, Priyanka.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Priyanka, and I have been associated with this Vihasa and Brahma Kumari's since long time. And with online Vihasa, I have been associated since last 4 to 5 months. So it's a wonderful opportunity to learn and share with all of you. So welcome once again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Vihasa. Myself, Reshmi, and I am part of Vihasa since 2020. So, welcome to today's session and looking forward to learn a lot from you. I'm an IT by profession. So, welcome to the icebreaker session. Here, as Kosha already have told you that we learn here from the group wisdom. So we are going to learn a lot from each other. For that, we need to know each other, right? So I think I'm done with my introduction. It's your turn now. We have formed a small game here. You can choose few cards on the screen. So I would request all of you to choose and pick up any of the cards, whichever you may like, and just talk 2 lines about it, followed by your brief introduction. If you have any question, please feel free to ask us, or else you can just unmute yourself and go with your introduction. Thank you.
And remember, this is an interactive session, so please feel free to start your audios, videos, and we'll just explore all the topics together. It'll be great fun. So,
Yeah.
like Reshmi Ben said, that whoever's ready, just feel free to unmute yourselves because now we're starting the interactive part of the session.
I think
Uh,
Galaxy A30 is, I'm not sure whose name is this. So
so
you can.
Chirag Mehta has raised his hand. Chirag, would you like to share something?
Good morning, Kosha.
Good morning.
Kosha, the thing is ki we have to pick one card matlab
Yes.
randomly, our choice, right?
Yeah, your choice. So you can pick any one card and you can just tell us one sentence about it along with your introduction.
Fine. So I'll just go ahead. And the card that I have chosen is how often do I appreciate others? And I mean, you want me to talk on this? You want me to reflect on
Yes.
this card a bit?
Yes, just yeah.
Yeah, just one sentence.
Yeah. So by the way, I'm Chirag Mehta, based at Ahmedabad, and I work for Cadila Pharmaceuticals as a brand manager. And the card that I have picked up is how often do I appreciate others? I mean, yes, I'm into brand management, so on and off, whenever I'm there in the office or doing my field work, I appreciate my team, and sometimes I do have to, sometimes I do have to pressurize them to get the work out. But more or less, whenever they are doing something good, and I feel that they need to be motivated and appreciated, I do that. This is what I'll tell.
Thank you. So thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Das.
Thank you for sharing with us and starting this off. Wonderful sharing. So anyone else wants to go next? Whoever's ready. Dr. Yogesh Kumar, would you like to share?
Namaskar. Myself, Dr. Yogesh Kumar, and I'm by profession from nursing department. I'm working as a principal in Maharshi Markandesh Team to be University in Maulana Ambala, Haryana, in India. I choose the card first one. Do I spend time with nature? So I feel it is the greatest card, which is I think kept at the first. So I really spend time with the nature by doing lot many things like interacting with the people and interacting with the other components of the nature like plants, the air, or the earth. Always we need to take care of the people whenever I feel somebody is in a stress. I never hesitate to ask them is there something wrong with you? And talking about the plants, so I'm so enthusiastic about taking care of my plants. I have a good garden at front of my home, and so planting different kind of the plants and watering them, cutting the branches and something, though it hurts me sometime, but sometime it is required for cutting their branches. And that's all something which I can explain in few of my words about taking care of the nature or
Thanks,
spending time with
Yogesh.
the nature. Thank you.
Thank you, Yogesh. That was a beautiful introduction and your experience. Shobha, you have
Yeah,
unmuted yourself. Yes.
yeah. Good morning, both of you. I'm Shobha Deshpande. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
thank you. I'm Shobha Deshpande. I was the principal of Kendriya Vidyalaya, and now I am retired. I am connected to BK Brahma Kumari since 6 years, and I have selected this card. Every morning is the best time of the day because because I strongly believe that God has given us this gift of 24 hours and to do our best, to show our best, to act our best, and whatever we can do, all positive things to do. in these 24 hours, they really count, they mean it, and it helps us to be positive in life, and it changes our life. So these 24 hours of the day, we have to decide in the morning only that what we are going to do, and that's why morning is very best for us. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shobha. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. Yes, Anjali, you have unmuted yourself. Hello.
Om Shanti, everyone. I'm Dr. Anjali, and I'm into Brahma Kumaris since quite a long time. And recently, I had attended VIHASA program, VIHASA to facilitate VIHASA. It was conducted at Vashi, and it was a very beautiful experience. I had a lot of experience of self-healing, and I'm looking forward again to attend this session. Thank you, everyone. And
It's
the
lovely
card that
to have. Yeah.
and the card I choose is how often do I appreciate others? So after attending the session of positivity and compassion, in that particularly in the module of positivity, we learned means what is actually appreciation, and without any using spoilers, which we sometimes use without intention, and that really helped me to improvise that area of mine, and that's it. Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you, Anjali. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Anjali.
And I hope everyone can join us when we do the positivity module again, so that y'all can learn how to properly appreciate others, because there's actually an exercise that teaches you to do that correctly. So thank you for reminding us about that, Dr. Anjali. Rukmani has unmuted herself, and maybe after Rukmani, Shobha, when you've raised your hand again, so we'll come back to you
Yeah.
after Rukmani.
Okay.
Om Shanti, everyone.
Hmm.
Om Shanti. Rukmani here. So
Rukmani.
I've picked the early morning card because for me this is the best time of the day where I really check myself, and actually I find that it encompasses all the four previous ones, because this is where I check myself. I connect also to nature at that time, to the whole drama. I appreciate others. I see the whole thing at that time of the day, and I feel very fortunate that when the book Daddy Janki launched the book Values in Healthcare, I was in London King's College at that time, and so today this is bringing me back to that moment, which was a very, very, very powerful moment. And I'm very happy to be joining this VIHASA group. I am dental surgeon working in Mauritius. I am 68 years old, and with a BKs for about 2 decades. So that's all I have to share.
Thanks,
Lovely to
Rukmani.
have you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we are happy to have you. Yes.
Thank you.
Shobha, would you like to share something?
You are asking me?
Yes, you had raised your
Yeah,
hand.
actually, when I introduced myself, I forgot to tell you about your Vihasa. I was very much keen, and two of my friends, BKs. One of them was Dr. Anjali, who spoke just now. She and another one, BK Aparajita. They both attended your this session, and they were very much impressed. And later on, they took a session with us also, and I was so impressed. Being a principal, I know what is value education, and I found that these things are very important to teach my students and spread it, because the way the activities they took was very impressive, and I was very eager to know and do this course again, and I was waiting for you people to conduct it physically, but I don't know, I think you people didn't turn up later on, but still, when I heard that Dr. Anjali told me that it's online and you should attend it, I was very much happy that at least something I've come to know about it. And the way I know value education, I mean, the children are not that interested because it's a lecture. but the way they taught us, means Dr. Anjali and BK Aparajita told us and demonstrated, I really liked it. And that's why I thought that VIHASA, I should at least get connected to.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you.
it's lovely to have you, and we hope, I mean, let's see how you find it, and we'd love to have your feedback at the end of the session. So thank
Sure,
you.
sure.
And rest all
Chirag-
participants, anybody would like to introduce?
So Chirag, you've raised your hand again, and I think because we have to keep time so that we can complete all the activities on time, maybe just a last quick sentence by you, Chirag brother, before we move on.
Yes, Kosha, I have raised my hand just because already I have picked up my card, but the way this principal ma'am said at the end of the session, I have your number from the WhatsApp group. See, in Cadilla, we have got few of our CSR initiatives. With that initiative, if I can bring you and couple of more VIHASA ladies on board physically, with some of our CSR initiatives, I want to do that for the benefit of the humankind. That's it.
Sure.
That's
So
good.
we can talk about it later. So thank you so much for bringing that up. VK Amit, you've unmuted yourself. Is there something you want to share? Do you want to introduce yourself very quickly before we move on? Om Shanti.
Yeah. Hi. Om Shanti. Good morning. This is BK Amit. I would like to introduce myself. I have chosen card. How often do I appreciate others? And this is what I would like to progress into in my core values. I'm a mechanical engineer by profession, and I'm working with an MNC. I'm located right now in Navi Mumbai, and pleased to meet you all. Really feel appreciated being part of this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so thank you everyone for those lovely introductions. And I would just like to add, so Dr. Jaiprakash, would you like to also introduce yourself? I think there's some disturbance from your end. Om Shanti.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Dr. Jayaprakash. I'm working as a doctor in SCG Cancer Hospital, Mumbai, and I have chosen the card how often I sit with myself. So I think I try to sit with myself whenever I get time, but I try to observe myself whenever whatever is the situation. Instead of trying to observe others, I try to observe myself so that I get to improve myself. So this is it, and I want to improve more in that scenario because it is a continuous process.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Jaiprakash. It's lovely to have all of you here with us today. And just something I want to appreciate is these lovely cards and drawings were made by Reshmi. So a big thank you to Reshmi and her creativity for this wonderful icebreaker activity. So with that, we'll move on to today's activities. A little bit about valuing yourself. So in today's world, we see that, we're so busy, taking care of other people, taking care of family members, taking care of just our colleagues, everyone around us except ourselves. But it is said that you can't pour from an empty cup. And if you don't take care of yourself, then what kind of care are you providing to the people who you are supporting? So we really need to, so this beautiful module was for us to take care of ourselves. And that doesn't mean just staying free from illness, but rather taking care of ourselves mentally and physically and in all other areas of our life to not just survive, but thrive in the world. And so today we're going to have some lovely activities which are going to help us get to know ourselves better and figure out the gaps in our self-care. Where am I not taking care of myself? Where do I need more help? Where do I need more changes to live the best life that I can so that I can be happy, I can radiate happiness around. I can just be that pillar of support, not just for myself and my family, but my colleagues and everyone. So today, a few things we're going to talk about is what kind of self-care we do, what kind of do we have self-confidence and self-respect, where are we lacking, how can we improve our self-esteem, self-respect, and self-confidence. And we're going to have some wonderful sessions for that, because once we learn to respect ourselves, once we learn to be okay with who we are, then other people start looking at us the same way. Because it's very important first for us to know how we feel about ourselves, because other people are just going to get onto that vibe and they're going to feel the same way that you feel about yourself. So let's get started. I request Priyanka to take us through today's first exercise, which is caring for myself. So let's test ourselves, let's check ourselves on how we are caring about ourselves right now and what can we do to improve our self-care. So over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you, Kosha. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
it's better.
Yeah.
So, with this background of good
Priyanka,
morning,
actually,
everyone, once again. So, as Kosha has already said, valuing yourself is so important that as we value ourselves, we are able to better, take care of others and bring about the
Priyanka, your voice is
Priyanka, your
breaking.
voice is breaking. We
so
cannot hear you continuously.
wherein we have to list some of the ways in which we normally care for ourselves. So don't think about what generally I should do to take care of myself, but what I generally do to take care of myself. I'm going to find out different ways in which I'm taking care of myself. Can I just show the next slide, Kosha?
Yeah. Priyanka, we can't hear you very well. Your voice is breaking. And you're frozen.
Kosha, why can't you take up and
I
you explain it?
I will do that. Reshmi, just
Yes.
inform Priyanka, na? I'll do it.
Yeah, sure.
So hi everyone. Sorry about that. We're just facing some tech issues. Uh, so some of the ways, let's list some of the ways in which we can take care of ourselves. And this is not just to think of, ki, acha, in my free time, this is something I will do, but rather something that you have to make time for and do on a day-to-day basis, either at home or at work. So I request all of you to just grab a paper and pen, because we're going to do a little bit of self-checking. And so it's going to be helpful if we have something to take notes on. Okay, so there are 6 aspects to self-care. So I hope everyone's grabbed a paper and pen nearby and you're ready to take some notes. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to check ourselves on each of these sessions. So, each of these aspects. Number 1 is physical health. So what kind of a lifestyle do I lead? Okay. Do I have a healthy lifestyle? And physical health doesn't just mean fitness. It doesn't just mean exercise, but rather um, it means diet, exercise, sleep, movement, flexibility, like a lot of things that you feel are important for your ease of living on a daily basis. So how easy is it for you to do all your tasks and, live comfortably in a healthy way? So this is something that you need to write down. Is there anything that you already do? And then we'll figure out if there's something we need to add to that. So if you could just make a note under physical, what are the things that you already do to take care of yourself on a daily basis? Okay, so you can just write that down. So think about all aspects of physical health, exercise, diet, sleep, because they say diet, exercise, and sleep are the 3 most important things for you, for healthy living. Okay, second is mental. Now, a lot of people get confused between mental and emotional. So I'll just tell you the difference. Mental is thinking and emotional is feeling. So mental is cognitive, your thinking patterns, your critical thinking, the way you manage stress, the way you make decisions, the way you make judgments about things in your life. That is mental. So what are you doing to take care of your mental well-being on a daily basis? Whether it's increasing your knowledge, increasing, your skills in whatever it is that you do, just your thought pattern and your cognition. So just jot down whatever it is that you do to take care of your mental health. If there are any questions, if any of you have any questions, please do let us know, and we'd be happy to address them. The third aspect is emotional. So now emotional is the feeling part of it. So do I have a good sense of self? How do I think about myself? How are my emotions? Is it that I'm very sensitive? Is it that my emotions go up and down a lot? What is my support system for emotional strength and well-being? So just think about the feeling part of your life. How do you take care of your feelings? What helps you be strong where your emotions are concerned? So how do I take care of my emotional well-being? So write down what you actually do at this point of time. Like, what have you been doing currently in your life to take care of your emotional well-being? Okay, does anyone need more time to jot these down? Shall I move on to the next aspect, which is social? Okay, so we'll move on to social aspect. Now, social is making time for your friends, your family, your relationships with other people, the interactions that you have with your community. So social is all those things. So what are you currently doing to take care of your social well-being? Are you making time for your friends, family, relationships, community? What are you doing exactly when you say making time? What are the particular activities you do to make sure that you have social well-being taken care of? Okay, so let's spend another 2 minutes thinking about your social lifestyle and what you're currently doing to take care of it. Okay, so I hope you've all written down for social. If anyone needs more time, we'll give you a minute or so at the end. Okay, next is environmental. Now, environment can mean two things. Either it means the actual environment, like a planet, nature, but also our current environment, the work environment or the conditions that we surround ourselves in, not just for work, but even at home. So my immediate environment, the space or the place that I am in when I'm working or I'm at home. So, what am I doing to improve my environment around me immediately? Because sometimes we know that even our environmental conditions affect our mindset, right? So, what am I doing to take care of my environment? So, the space around me, the people around me, just things that affect me physically around me. What am I doing for my environmental well-being? It could be at home, it could be at work. That is up to you. So let's just jot down what we do to take care of our environment. And lastly, spiritual. So what do I do to take care of my inner self? Now, spiritual means it could be anything. It could be if you believe in a God, your devotion to God, energy, universe, whatever it is that you believe in. But it could be your connection with the Supreme. And also, how does that come into my behavior? How am I with other people in my normal day to day behavior? How am I internally? How do I feel about myself? How do I work with my values? What kind of values do I work with on a daily basis? What am I doing as a spiritual person, as a spiritual being? How am I as an individual? What is my relationship with the Supreme if I believe in one? What is my relationship with just people in general or the world in general? What are my values? What is my value system? What are my principles? How do I take care of my spiritual well-being? Is I the spirit, I the energy? How am I taking care of that? So maybe you can just jot down a few things that you do to take care of your spiritual well-being. Does anyone need more time to, you know, write down any more points? Because after this, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the floor for all of you all to share whatever it is that you do. So if you all are done jotting down your answers on your piece of paper, then I'll request Reshmi Ben to share her screen and she'll start taking brief notes about your sharings. So
Sure.
whoever's ready.
Yes. Kindly unmute yourself and share your thoughts. Yes, Chira.
Yes, Reshmi ji, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, the first was physical. I mean, what I do to take care of myself physically, I walk a bit in the morning, not regularly, but on alternate days. And I use to be physically fit. I use more of stairs, less of lift, and I do take around 7 hours of sleep. And I take care that I don't take jetting. This is what I do to take care of myself physically.
That's so just a quick reminder, you don't need to answer for all of them. You can answer for as many as you want. And we try and keep it short just so that everyone gets a chance to share and we can make it on time to complete all the exercises for the day. So yes, please go on, Chirag. I just wanted to kind of remind everyone.
I won't take much time. I
Yeah,
just want to. I want Reshmi to point down socially what I do to keep myself fit. I do call a couple of friends daily and do WhatsApp a lot and to
yeah.
check out how are they. And when it comes to spiritually, I do meditate a lot and I do attend the morning Murli classes of BK. That's it. Thank you, Reshmi. Thank you, Kosha.
Thank you so much,
Yes, Chira.
Chirag, for
Sharing.
those lovely inputs,
Yes.
which are very
Yes,
practical.
Shobha.
Yes.
Yes.
Shobha, you can share.
Yeah. The first thing is physical, where I take morning walk and see this morning walk from my BK center to my house. It's nearly 3 kilometers. So automatically that 3 kilometer morning walk is done. Uh,
Yeah.
Another thing is mental. So mentally, my grandkids are in 7th and 9th class. So I teach them, and because of their teaching, my knowledge is refreshed actually. And plus, I'm fond of reading. So I have nearly more than 1,000 books, literature and other informative books. So I read a lot, and the best is YouTube. YouTube is very informative, so they keep you updated. And I am very with my grandkids. I see the YouTube, so all informative only I see, nothing rubbish. Emotionally, see, uh, actually because of the age, I'm a bit emotional. But later on, I feel initially I was very emotional. But when I joined BK Brahma Kumari, I learned that whatever problems I get or whatever emotional bad emotions I get, that is because of my previous karmas. And I uh, consider console myself that yeah, this is the effect of my previous karmas, and so I should bear with it. Like socially, yeah, I am member of ladies clubs, Mahila Mandal, Brahma Kumari is also I am active member, and I am now I am retired, so I am an educational advisor for few schools. And I make it a point that I organize relatives functions once, twice a year, and get-togethers, and all relatives come together. I have to force them sometimes, but they do come. Okay. Uh,
Absolutely.
Now, environmental, I couldn't understand what I can change, but spiritually, yes. From my childhood, I was reading, learning Bhagavad Gita. Plus, when I joined Brahma Kumaris, I understood that it's nothing different than whatever I have learned in Bhagavad Gita. It's quite similar. And uh, the thing is that it teaches you positivity and peacefulness. So that I learned, I got so much, my nature changed to positivity, and especially Amrit Vela. So you asked me how you see the Supreme God. So during Amrit Vela, initially I used to put alarm and get up at 4 o'clock, but now automatically I get up at 4 o'clock. I treat the Supreme God as my friend, because friend is a person whom you can tell all good things, bad things, and you are sure that he will never misunderstand or never misinterpret. So whatever problems I have and whatever good things I have done, I talk to the Supreme God, Shiva, and uh, what I ask sometimes solutions also, that if this is happening, what should I do? And believe me, since I joined Brahma Kumari and started Amrit Vela attending, my most of the problems, mostly all the problems are solved without any hazard. So,
That's so
uh,
so nice to know, Shobha. Thank you so
yeah,
much for sharing it in this forum.
yeah,
Thank you very much for sharing all the aspects of self-care. So,
thank you.
yeah. So, anyone else who would like to share their experience?
And anyone who wants to share about environmental, like what do you do to make sure your environment, your working or your physical surroundings at home or work are taken care of. So because we haven't got anything for that yet. So I think Rukmani has also unmuted herself. So first we'll take Rukmani's sharings and then we'll come back to you, Chirag Bhai. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Rukmani, then?
so yeah. So for me, taking care of myself starts with the spiritual component of that self-care system. So it's about getting in touch with myself every morning. I wake up for Amrit Vela and then Murli, and I turn the Murli, obviously. And one thing I remember from that launching ceremony of the Values in Health book by Dadi Janki in 2004. She said, one thing I remember is that she said, values are the children, spirituality is the mother. So if I need any value in any one of these aspects, I need really to explore that spiritual field, to explore what I am. And then Murli done, etc. I go for my morning walk every day. Morning walk. And actually it's a yogic walk, because whilst I'm walking, I keep on churning what I've read in the Murli. And then I come back. I practice yoga for my physical well-being. And after these asanas, I do my pranayam. Breathing I've discovered is very, very important. Then I also take care of my diet. I try to eat sattvic as much as I can. The thing for me is that I need to improve on the time I take my food. It's not always regular because I'm working and, patients, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
As for sleep is the area I need to improve. It's definitely not enough. I don't get enough sleep. The mental aspect, well, all that I think is taken care when we are reading the Murli and churning on the Murli. I think that takes care of the mental aspect. Emotional is that as we go deep into our own spirituality, we can get a good sense of what is happening to us in different situations. Like if I'm given an instruction, that instruction is not very well carried out, I try to get a little bit irritated. So I know now I have to just step back and then see what's happening. And then immediately I reconnect to my authentic self. And that helps me a lot. That helps me. And so I try to improve on that. Social, yes, I have different groups of friends, but we don't meet. I don't have time to meet them regularly. So whenever needed, I give a call. Whenever I need to visit someone, I do that, but it's not, I don't give a lot of time to that. Family time, I'm in a family of 4 where we all work quite hard. 2 cardiologists in that, and the other one is in the construction, and myself, dental surgeon. So not really enough time to be together, but on a subtle level, we are together. Environmental, I start with my own house. I try to keep it very clean. I try to improve whatever needs to improve. I try to make it a condition where people can, as soon as they enter, they can get in touch with their own self, for the cleanliness, etc. And for the outside thing, I try to be very careful with what I'm using, not wasting, not creating a burden on Mother Nature. That's it.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Rukmini. I think it's a lovely, lifestyle that you kind of summarized for us. So something that I'm sure we all can pick up bits and pieces and try and apply them in our lives.
Yeah.
So
one thing I'd like to add, sorry, sister, one thing I'd like to add, because of my work, we are dentists, we have to bend. So I got a slip disc many years ago, and I was really almost bedridden with that. What helped me at that moment was spirituality, yoga, Raj Yoga, meditation. So this is my first, that's why I always talk about, spirituality first and then all the rest. This is the thing that's kept me going. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure it gives you strength, like when we.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. At that time, I thought I wouldn't be able to go on a plane again. But from that time, I've traveled a lot, and Baba has helped. Really, I felt his energy with me. I still feel his energy with me.
Thank you, Rukmini Ben. Dr. Amit, you have unmuted yourself. Would you like to go next? Okay.
Chirag, would you like to share whatever you had to share?
Yeah, Kosha, you asked me to say something about the environmental part because the rest all everybody has covered.
Yeah.
Rashmi just penned down in environmental thing. No, I do light a couple of diyas, one in the morning, one in the night time at my home. And I mean, the dhoop part, to keep my home and my immediate environment very clean and to make it more beautiful. Diyas and the dhoop sticks and all.
Mhm. And Chirag bhai, if there's anything else that's not already covered and you want to add something to the other points, you can please share. If something's not yet covered and you want to add
Yeah,
to it.
yeah, Kosha. No, just 10 minutes back, I said that by today evening or by tomorrow, I'm going to call you up because I'm working with a pharmaceutical company which cares for the human health care.
Right.
So to care for myself mentally or emotionally, it gives me so much of strength whenever I coordinate with any NGOs and do some good work. Emotionally, it gives me strength. And so in the emotional part, coordinating with different NGOs and to work for the betterment of human health care is something that what I do to keep myself emotionally fit.
Okay, thank you so much. So, anyone else wants to share anything? Vijay bhai, you can unmute yourself, but let's just keep it short because we have to move on to the next exercise now. So, yes, over to you, Vijay bhai. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Didi ji. Please accept my greetings of love, peace, and happiness to all my dear brothers and sisters. Today, I think all people need peace. Everybody needs peace. So I do mental service by giving good wishes, sending good vibrations in the environment that may all be happy, may all be contented, may all be loveful, may all be peaceful. So by giving good wishes to everybody by mental service, I think you are able to make the environment also peaceful. Recently I was attending one seminar of Shivani Bhan, and Shivani Bhan told me what is the best way to give mental services to go to Paramdham and see the Kalpa Vriksha, which is a opposite Kalpa Vriksha where the root is on the top, and then there is a stem, and then there are branches and leaves and all. So sit in the root with divine energy, get power from divine energy of peace, purity, love, happiness, bliss, power, truth, and give it through the stem. You are also sitting in the root because we are Puruvach, and give all best wishes, good wishes to all the souls of 850 crores as a point of light. See how on the trees are everybody is star, shining star, and you give that power. I think this is
So,
the very
Vijay
closest to
bhai,
give.
just one thing for everybody. So we have to keep the content and sharings very neutral because there are a lot of people who are not into Brahma Kumaris also who attend. So we have to keep it so that everyone can, understand the sharings. So let's not go into the details of how we do the meditation and all because there might be a lot of brothers and sisters who've joined us today who might not understand it, right? So we keep it a little short and neutral. Is that okay with everyone? So
Okay,
that everyone feels
may all
involved.
be happy. Om Shanti. I am a peaceful
Thank
soul,
you.
and so you are. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, brother Vijaypal, for reminding us about sending good energy and good vibes to everyone, because that's such an important aspect of just radiating happiness and taking care of people around us. So that's a lovely point that you added to it. So thank you so much. And if we see the wonderful sharings in front of us today, we see that different aspects make up our entire lifestyle, right? So, physical, mental, emotional, social, environmental, and spiritual, all of these combined is what makes up our day to day routine and lifestyle. And there are so many things that we already do, whether consciously or subconsciously, to take care of them. But I'm sure looking at the list in front of us, there are ideas that we think we could kind of pick up and put into our own lives to practice to improve our well-being in that area. So what we will do is I will share a link to our WhatsApp group a little later. So that WhatsApp group is spam free, only admin can kind of post on it. But at the end of every session, all these sharings that come from all of you, we do share some of these slides in the WhatsApp group for people to review as a session review later on. So we will be sharing this on the WhatsApp group for you to kind of refer and look back on. So thank you so much for this lovely activity, and for so much good feedback and group wisdom that has emerged from this activity. I will request Reshmi to take us through the next activity, which is actually a very fun one. It's a creative activity. So if anyone wants to go grab some colors or pencils and erasers to draw a little bit, you're most welcome to do so. Otherwise, just a pen and paper will work as well. So Reshmi, Ben, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Kosha. Thank you all. Welcome again to the next session, to the second chapter of Healing Space. So you know that we all create a space or an area or the corner of the house, or it can be outside as well, wherever you feel mentally and physically very relaxed, where you can find that restfulness. So today we would see how do you create, or if you have not yet done, what is in your thought process, how would you like to create that space, what you are looking for. So yes, so we would visualize that space where we could create a restful area for ourselves, a place where we can go to rest, reflect, and recharge. I'm sure that most of us are already have been doing this. We would like to know from you. And as I already said, that it can be a room, a corner of the room, a part of the room, a sheltered space within a garden, or any other place, wherever you feel that restfulness, that relaxation of physical, mental, emotional. So we would see few questions on it. As Kosha said, that it's a very creative session. We would reflect, we would think each of the point, and later on we will just share within the group. So first, where is your space? Which space you already have chosen, or you are going to choose, or it is already existing. So you can just note down. Next is, what would you enjoy looking at? What do you like about the space? It can be pictures, it can be plants, some objects, some artifacts, some photos. What would you enjoy looking at? Or sometimes the cleanliness. Next, what would you enjoy smelling? Because I believe that in the previous session, one brother has shared that he creates that environment, he cleans the environment with the essence tea, or he lighten up the candles. So what would you enjoy smelling? Scented candle, fresh air, flowers. Next, what would you enjoy touching? In that space, what would you enjoy touching? It can be anything, as it is given as an example. It can be some pet stroking, comfortable chairs, grass under your feet, fabrics, anything. Or if you have not yet thought of it, you can think about it and can share with us. Next, what would you enjoy listening to? We all know that, music is a therapy. So what would you like to enjoy listening? Radio talk show, or just silence, or the bird songs, running water, anything. I mean, you don't need to think the examples that are given. It can be beyond, it's just to give you a direction, but it can be anything for you. Next is, how would you ensure privacy? Because generally the space that we create, we need to have that restfulness, that relaxation. So definitely we require kind of a privacy over there. So how do we ensure that privacy? Do we put the board do not disturb or screen from other, agreement with others? How do we ensure that privacy? Next is, what would you clear out of your space? What would you clear out of your space? Because if I'm creating that space, that must be very special. It cannot be cluttered or many things are there, here and there. And the last one is, what would you enjoy doing there? The most important thing. What do I do into that space that I have created for myself? So first is, where is your space? What would you enjoy looking at? What would you enjoy smelling? What would you enjoy touching? What would you enjoy listening to? How would you ensure privacy? What would you clear out of your space? And last, what would you enjoy doing there? So the screen would be open in front of you, but before that, if you have any question, you need any clarity, any doubt, please feel free to come back to us. We would give here you 5 minutes time. I think you all will be good. And then we will come back and share with each other. Kusha, we cannot hear you. Yeah, Kusha. No, we cannot hear you. Yeah, Shobha, you have any question? You are talking on mute, Shobha.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Should I start answering?
No, Shobha. We are going to give 5 minutes time to all.
Okay.
So, yes. Thank you that you already noted.
It wasn't much, so I thought I'll
love your
finish.
enthusiasm. You're inspiring others. How quick and prompt you are. So I'm sure that. And this session, I would encourage people who have not spoken much in the previous session, so that all will get the chance to talk and share. Thank you so much. So we will meet exactly in 5 minutes time.
Now, am I audible? You can hear me. Okay. So just a addition to it, you can take these 5 minutes to even draw out your space. If you want to visually show us, with your creativity, how this space would look, whether it's real or imagined, like Reshmi said, it's your healing space. So if you want to use these points to actually draw out your healing space, what it looks like, what are the things in your space, you can please feel free to use this time to visually represent this healing space of yours. Shobha Ben, you are on mute, so we can't hear you. But You don't have to be an artist to draw if that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. You can unmute yourself if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, because my favorite space is my library. So
Yeah.
drawing a library is very difficult, with lot of books.
So, but don't worry about the skill of drawing. So just this is for everyone because usually a lot of people are scared that, I can't draw, but somehow we
Exactly.
come up with beautiful creativity in these sessions. So just try your
Okay.
best. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone except you. So don't worry about that. Okay,
Okay.
so I'll play some soft music for everyone so you can just enjoy, get into the zone, and just create your healing space for yourself.
Welcome everyone. Kosha, can you hear me now?
Yes, Priyanka, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Once again, welcome to everyone. I'm sure everybody must have point shared by Rashmi. So anyone wants to share? So let's start with someone who has never shared before.
So
Any
whoever
place?
whoever wants to share their artwork or just speak about your healing space, you can just hold it up. Okay, so Shobha Ben is holding up. I'll just spotlight her so we all can see while she explains it. Yes, Shobha Ben. You can
Yeah,
show
this
us again. Yeah.
this is my library, and
Okay.
the most favorite space in my house, and I have a comfortable sofa over there, and lot many books, like you can see in this picture. I could draw very few, but there are lot many books and magazines over there, and I
That's
like the
very creative. That's very
yeah
creative, Shobha.
I like the smell of new books, and I enjoy touching them, reading them. About listening, I like to hear country music. I like to listen country music, and for privacy, there's nothing like I need privacy, and I have to ensure and everything, because my son and daughter-in-law are doctors. They go out in the morning and come late at night. My grandchildren are, they go to school in the morning and come in the evening. So whole day I have privacy and privacy only. Yeah, and clear out. I don't want to clear out anything from my library. I actually need more space to keep more books and buy more books to keep them. And I enjoy reading them a lot. And did you see my picture? See,
Yeah,
Yes,
it
we
was
can see.
lovely. So
this is the
Shobha
same.
Ben, I think you're a very good artist and you're not giving yourself enough credit.
This is my sofa, then this is my chandelier, and these are the books, and
Yeah,
one big flower vase also is there. This is the
yeah.
carpet, and this is my laptop and mouse over here.
Yeah. No, it looks really good, and we can totally understand your drawing. And in fact, it's very beautifully depicted. So it's
Thank God. You
come
should
out
tell my
lovely.
you should tell my grandchildren that I draw properly.
Yeah, no, no, it's very good. So thank
Thank
you for
you, thank
sharing
you,
this and for showing
thank
us
you,
your creativity.
thank you.
Chirag Bhai has raised his hand. Brother Chirag, would you like to share something?
Yes, Kosha, I want to share, but before that, I request Reshmi to put that slide, what work she has given to us, those 7 8 points.
Okay, I'll share. I'll share. Can you see?
Yeah, Kosha, no, you and Reshmi have asked us to select a space. The
Yeah.
space what I have selected is not a physical space. The
Hmm.
space that I have selected is the space, is the, the mental space, the
Yeah.
the space which is there above the forehead for all of us. So shall I take tell you few points regarding that space what I
Sure,
want.
sure,
Yeah.
Chirag. Please go ahead. Yeah.
So, Rashmi, the space that I have created is at the top of my forehead, where we all souls, the actual space of our soul. What would you enjoy looking at? I enjoy myself looking at doing good spiritual, doing good service to the society and community at large. So at that space, I enjoy myself looking at doing good work for the people and communities at large, for the healthcare at large, because Almighty has given me all the strength and all the education, qualification to do something for human healthcare.
Okay.
Then, what would you enjoy smelling? I enjoy regarding that thing. I don't in that space. I would enjoy smelling good essence sticks and
Essence.
good. Yeah. What would you enjoy touching? At that space, I enjoy touching and being with uh, Lord Shiv Baba. Then what would you enjoy listening to? Listening to the words of wisdom of Shiv Baba. What would you ensure privacy? regarding that, I mean, I want to be in that frame of mind that others talk don't disturb me and my connection with the Almighty. So I want to be in that state of mind that, okay, I want to heal myself to a level that others, all the talks don't affect me much. Then what would you clear out of your space? I want to clear out all the hurt. I want to clear out all the anger, jealousy, from that space. What would you enjoy doing there? As I said, I want to do hardcore humanitarian work for the community at large, and who is one or the other, no, who is suffering with one or the other diseases. Thank you so much, Kosha and Rashmi.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chirag. Thank you for lovely sharing. Anyone
So
else who have not shared with us
maybe just
yet?
one more sharing, and whoever has not shared before,
Yes.
before we move on to the next exercise. And if you notice, all these questions incorporate all your five senses. So it's a space that you create for yourself so that whenever you feel, whether it's an imaginary space or it's a real space, so that you can feel, safe, and you can just go there to recharge and heal yourself, whether it's in your mind or physically. So, Dr. Yogesh Kumar, would you like to share? Then we can move on to the next one. Yes.
Namaskar, all of you. I have this space that is, I consider it is something physical, and I appreciate very similar space which was very well explained by Chiragji just now. For the same space, I have a physical space in my setup. That is, I'll tell you. From my home, my institution is around 30 minutes journey. So I used to go by car, and the car is like, I travel in car alone, and it is the space where I can shout, I can prayer, I can meditate while driving. Though there are lot many disturbances in the due to traffic, but still I try to maintain that peace and the silence in my mind. And by the time I reached to my institution, I could able to prepare myself physically, mentally, spiritually, all. So that could be reflected at my institutional place when I sit at the chair. That is what I feel. I could not be able to answer specifically according to the points which you have mentioned, but I feel this is the best space I every day I find in my life. Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's very different.
Yeah.
Yes, very nice.
Thank you so much. So with that, I think we can move on. If there's anyone else who's made a drawing or something and wants to show us, we would love to see that. Anyone else who wants to share anything before we move on? Okay, Reshmi, do you want to
Yes.
share your screen quickly?
Yes, I will, Kosha. So with the interest of time, we could not take up more experiences, more sharing, but what all we have taken up, it's really very valuable for all of us. So we just can take a look of it. And I myself have learned different things, that car also can be a space of meditation, practicing silence. That is an amazing thought. That is how we learn from VIHASA, from the group wisdom. Thank you very much, all of you. With that, we will share you, as Kosha already told you, in the WhatsApp group. With that, we would move to the next session. Over to you, Kosha.
Thank you so much, Reshmi. And I'll just paste the WhatsApp group link on chat right now, so that if there's anyone who isn't part of the WhatsApp group and wants to be a part of it, so you can be, updated about our upcoming workshops, you can just click the link and be part of the group, and you'll get these sharings by end of day today or by tomorrow morning. So with that, we'll move on. Yeah. Priyanka,
I want to add one thing over here is like the refresher about stars. Sometimes our healing space can differ and at different times of the day. Like in morning, I completely agree with the process. I resonate with the same feeling I listen to the morning classes or meditation music. So that time car is my healing space. But in the evening, maybe a window is my healing space. So it can differ. But yes, we all have different ways of having our own time in that special space. So in that
Priyanka, we can't hear you very well. Your voice is still breaking.
okay.
Sorry about the tech issues. I don't know why it's happening today. But we will try and work
Thanks,
on that.
Arvind, for sharing.
Okay, so with that, we move on to the next part of our session, which is now that we have done, a healing space, we've tried and created a healing space for ourselves. We are also going to do a small visualization to really visualize being cared for in our healing space. So let's experience that. I request all of you to sit comfortably in your space. Okay, put away all the things that you have. If you've got, anything on your lap, in your hands, just put it aside and sit comfortably. Can you all hear me properly? Is my voice good enough for you?
Yes, Kosha, it's perfect.
Thank you. So now I request all of you to sit comfortably and take a few deep breaths in and out. Observe your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out in your own natural rhythm. On the in-breath, instruct yourself to relax. And on the out-breath, allow all your tensions to fall away. So when you're breathing in, relax. And when you're breathing out, all your tensions are falling away. Imagine you're sitting comfortably in a room, looking through a large window with sunlight streaming through it. Outside, there is a beautiful scene of nature. Just looking at it brings a sense of calm and inspiration. The interior of the room is set up in a way that it is in harmony with your inner self. Look around you and describe this room to yourself. What are the colors? What are the textures, the furniture, and objects in the room? Here, you stay as long as you want, whenever you want. You can sit, walk, talk as you wish. There is no one to determine how you should be. You just are. Appreciate your uniqueness. Relax and enjoy being in this peaceful, beautiful room. Imagine there is someone nearby who you care for and who cares for you very deeply. understands you more than you even understand yourself. And at times, when you need them most, you can sense their caring thoughts and feelings supporting you. In those moments, you feel at peace with yourself and the world. In your own time, become aware of your body sitting on the chair. And you can move your limbs and look around. You can open your eyes. So, how did that feel? Is everyone back from the visualization exercise? Did it feel good? Could you imagine and visualize the space and the love and care? Yes? Okay. Getting a few hearts and thumbs up. So I'm hoping it worked for all of you. All right. So with that, taking that positive, loveful energy and that healing energy, we move on to the next part of the activity, the last activity for the day, which is slightly lengthy. So let's get right into it to go deeper into understanding ourselves and self-exploration. This exercise for today is called self-confidence. So how much self-confidence do we have? What do we want to do to fill in the gaps? So let's just identify ourselves and how we feel about ourselves. So now the self-confidence stems from self-esteem or self-respect. And like we mentioned earlier at the beginning, we might not have control about how other people perceive us, think about us, how much respect they give us. But what is in our control is how much respect and love and care we give to ourselves. Because the kind of energy we put into feeling about ourselves, that's what other people are going to kind of get the sense of, and they'll feel about us the same way we feel about ourselves. So respect of the self is recognition of our own values and worth. And it is so important to be at peace with ourselves, to accept ourselves, because especially in Indian society, I feel like we've always been taught to be modest, not talk about our own, achievements and strengths. And usually we are very critical of ourselves. We always focus on what we are doing wrong instead of what we have done right. And so now I think it's time to change that and to be more accepting of ourselves, like appreciate our achievements and accept ourselves for the mistakes and then identify ways to change those mistakes into learnings and not repeat them again. So that change of attitude that comes from being self-critical to self-accepting, I think that's the bridge into self-confidence. And so something that we need to work on. So the self-confidence comes from our abilities to grow as we develop our self-respect. So the ability or our capability and to have faith in our capability, that really gives birth to our self-confidence. Because, I mean, even if you see the current scenario in the world or things that we've been facing since the last 2, 3 years in the whole world, right? The pandemic or any example that you take of a difficult situation, the main resource, sometimes outside things don't help us as much, but our main resource is our inner qualities. Our inner ability to deal with things, to be okay with stuff, change with the times, to make decisions. So that should stem from humility rather than arrogance, but you have to appreciate that ability within yourself. So what we're going to do now is we are going to, you can take a screenshot of this if you want, or you can just jot down the things, because we are going to put you into breakout rooms. So y'all are going to form smaller groups to discuss this amongst yourselves. And the first part is attitude. So there's a part A and B that you're going to discuss amongst yourselves. Part A is think of a person who's self-confident, a role model, or someone in her life, or someone who's a public figure, historical figure, anyone, but someone you know who is self-confident. Now, what would their attitude be in a crisis? How would a self-confident person be in a crisis? What is their attitude? How would a confident person be when they are facing success? When they are facing obstacles at work? How would a self-confident person be at work? How would a self-confident person react or interact with their colleagues or with their patients? Because a lot of y'all are doctors and nurses. How would a self-confident person be with their patients, with their friends? So just think about all these different aspects of life, of situations that we come across in our lives, and think, what would a self-confident person do in this situation? Okay, and then write down that attitude that they would have in these situations. So if you want, you can quickly take a note of the situation, which is being in a crisis, success, obstacles, work, with a colleague, with patients, and with friends. Or you can take a screenshot of this so you have it in front of you to discuss this. So now there are two columns. So first you think for yourself, what are the attitudes of a self-confident person in all these different areas, and just write down one or two attitudes. And in the second column is something you will fill out after you discuss with 2-3 people in your breakout room. Now the next, okay, has everyone noted this down? Because then I'll move on to the next slide. Okay. So next slide is values, part B. This is also something that you'll be discussing in the group discussions within yourselves. Now, name two values of a self-confident person when they are dealing with a dominating manager, a difficult family member, when they've made a mistake. If a self-confident person makes a mistake, what are the values they will use in that situation? When they are interacting with junior colleagues. So a dominating manager also we've covered, and junior colleagues also we've covered. A complaining patient, or those who are not doctors, you can think complaining client. A rebellious child, and an anxious relatives of a patient. So in all these different situations, what are the values that a self-confident person, what are the values they would use to deal with all these situations? Okay, again, you can take a screenshot if you want, or you can quickly just jot down the situations. Now what we're going to do is you're going to discuss all these things with your group members, whoever's in your breakout room. And you all are going to come up with one agreed upon value or attitude for each. So you all have to discuss it and you all have to agree to it. Okay. So I'm going to put you in breakout rooms. This is the breakout room. How it works is you will automatically be put into breakout rooms. I request all of you to be interactive, to kind of share with each other. And sorry, I'm just creating them. If you have any problems at all, please feel free to click on the ask for help button, and you will be put into, someone will come and assist you, either me or Reshmi Ben or Priyanka Ben, if her phone's working, will come to you. Okay, so you have about, well, let's give you 7 minutes in the breakout room. Okay, so we'll give you 7 minutes in the breakout room and we'll come back to discuss this. If you have any questions at all, please let us know. Okay. Slightly stretched, which is why we had to cut short the time that we could give you in this exercise. But I'm happy that you all enjoyed it, and whatever y'all could discuss, it's okay. Otherwise, y'all can just share the values essay also. Actually, I will share my screen because you might not know which value we are talking about, right? I mean, there are many components to it. So Priyanka, over to you.
Rashmi, do you mind sharing your screen so that we can directly see whatever we get the sharings from our participants?
Yes.
Which group wants to share first?
Dr. Sahu, kindly unmute yourself and share your idea about Dr. Gautam, the self-confident doctor whom you think. Dr. Sahu.
Dr. Sahu, yes.
You want me to share the screen?
Yes,
Okay.
you can share.
Yeah.
We can have the points also in front of us.
So
Correct.
Reshmi, let me share my screen and I'll take
Yeah.
notes also.
Sure, Kosha. Yes, as you wish.
Dr. Sahu, please elaborate about Dr. Gautam, the self-confident doctor whom you think.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
About the self-confident, I think one of my consultant, with whom I worked before, he's the confident enough. So his name is Dr. Gautam Saran. He is a senior consultant radiation oncologist, and being in Christ, I think he will work. He will act with the calm mind, and he will work with all the with wise, I think, how to deal with it and what will be the future perspective where if I work like this with that attitude.
Okay, so stable, calm mind.
Yeah.
And what the attitude when facing success?
And he will be happy and excited, yet very calm.
Okay.
Grounded. He will remain grounded while facing success.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are certain attitudes which are very common during crisis, success, and what about obstacles?
In obstacles, I will think, I guess he will first think about why this obstacle is happening and what will the result of this if I work like this. So
There is some reasoning which is happening and contemplation which is happening.
yeah.
And during work, colleagues, patients.
If someone is troubling him at the workplace, then I think he will respect that person and will try to figure out why the person is doing like this, and then he will act accordingly.
And generally, how is the behavior attitude during work? What approach do you see?
He will work very friendly. He will become very friendly with the whether it's about patients or whether it's about his colleague.
All right. Generally, how is the attitude towards colleagues? Friendly with everyone?
Yeah.
And with patients or the clients?
Yeah, clients will, I guess he's friendly with everyone, so that makes him confident enough, and it makes the vibe very light. That's why.
And do you feel it is same with friends also? The attitude is similar to the friends while it is shown in the work environment?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, friendly with friends also. So more or less, the attitude with work and friends, colleagues is more or less very common friends. And again, he's very stable, grounded, calm when dealing with crisis as well as when dealing with success. And did you have any common attitude when you discuss with group, anything which came up particularly common with all these points, like how the self-confident person would behave in a crisis? Anything came up?
Yeah.
Maybe we can take sharings from other groups.
All right.
Yeah.
And maybe everyone can just, because we're running out of time, just say one agreed upon attitude or value for each. Yeah.
Thank you
Whoever
for
wants to go.
sharing for your group.
Yeah.
So Shobha Ben, are you going next from your group?
Okay, yeah. See, being in crisis, the attitude should be calm and patient.
Okay.
When you are successful, you should be humble. The attitude should be humble. Obstacles, during obstacles, when you have obstacles, you should be strong. You should welcome the obstacles and find the solution. Don't run away from obstacles. Work, sincerity, easygoing and smart work. With colleagues, you should regard them, you should respect them and cooperate them. Patience, caring, compassion and best wishes. And friends, you should be friendly, you should be cooperative, you should be loving, caring. Treat them like yourself.
Thank you so much, Shobha Ben. So many different. Anybody has anything different to add to this list of attitudes? How a self-confident person would generally behave?
Yes, I will just add, Didi, Shobha Didi has told everything okay. But for obstacles, I will put one add. Obstacles are the way to reach our goal. So
yes,
don't feel disheartened when obstacles come. Cross it with happiness to reach your goal. Om Shanti.
Yes,
Thank you.
That's a wonderful thought to overcome the obstacles. So
Anjali
We discussed in our group, and became Mridula Didi suggested about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and the best quality we found in him in a crisis, that he brought everyone together and he was tolerant. BK Amit said that he was tolerant, and the other participant in our group who works in a hospital environment, he said that being kind to everyone. He didn't spoke about Vallabhbhai Patel, but he spoke about himself, that I always try to be helpful and I always try be very compassionate towards everyone. And about Janki Dadi, he said that she was a very self-confident person and she always blessed others. So these are few things we wanted to share as a group.
Can you tell us which situation those would go into?
For Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he also, I didn't know, but from BK Amit, we got to know that he had a tumor in his hand. Without being anesthetized, he was operated, and he was physically tolerant, and bringing everyone together, you should be mentally tolerant too. So altogether a very tolerant person, I would say. Our group discussion, in group discussion, we came to that point. And for Ashwin Bhai, he said that for being self-confident, you have to be very understanding. It's for patients. You have to be very understanding their perspective, like in what feeling they're suffering, and you have to be compassionate towards them. So understanding their pain. Yeah. Thank you.
Understanding the pain. Thank you so much. So now we move on to part B. But before we do, can I request you all, is it okay if we take about 5 to 7 minutes of your time more? Because we've already reached 12, but just want to finish this exercise. So I hope it's okay if we take 5-7 minutes more of your time. So whoever's ready to go next, can you share the values for part B, all the ones that you see in front of you? Chirag bhai, would you, so somebody who hasn't shared yet, maybe would want to go, because we haven't heard from so many people at all today. So does anyone new want to share something? Okay, Chirag bhai, you can go ahead.
Thanks, Kosha. Yes, according to me and Dr. Sahu, we mutually agreed upon few qualities of a self-confident person, his values while behaving with a dominating manager. While
Hmm.
behaving with a dominating manager, he should behave with empathy. He should understand that the manager is dominating because of his nature, because of his attitude, because of his habit and persona, which he is carrying with himself or herself over the past many years or even births. So, with empathy, a self confident person should behave with a dominating manager. A difficult family member, he should behave with awareness and understanding. जो है सो है, अगर मेरी वाइफ या मेरा हस्बैंड ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट है, जो है सो है, बट नो, आई कैन नॉट मूव, आई कैन नॉट, he or she is my family member, so I should understand that, be aware, and then move forward. Making a
Yeah.
mistake, he should handle himself while making a mistake with few values like I'm a human being, even sometimes I make a mistake. So no, understanding that we all are humans and we all make mistake. I mean, this is how
So,
a self-confident person should.
so maybe acceptance can be the value, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
And understand.
Acceptance and understanding. So, maybe Chirag bhai, you can just tell us the values, just to save time. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
my
next.
junior colleague, I mean, he should with a value that even 10 years back I was at his place. So
Hmm.
मुझे भी कुछ नहीं आता था 10 years back मेरे junior की तरह.
Hmm. So, what will we call that value? If anyone else also wants to suggest what that value is called, like I was also in that state a few years
Empathy
back.
or empathy,
Okay.
recalling empathy is the right thing.
I think
Okay.
assistance.
Showing humility.
Is junior.
Humility.
Okay. Assistance, showing humility. Yes, very good. So, y'all can all pitch in. Okay. That's welcome. Okay. Then, yes, Chirag bhai.
Complaining patient, feeling his pain.
Okay. Feeling his pain. That's empathy, actually, feeling his pain.
Then rebellious child with a calm attitude and with hardcore real parenting value. The real parenting value.
Okay.
Anxious relatives of patient. I think touching his emotions with a value
Hmm.
of touching his emotions and try to talk to him in such a way that his emotions are calmed down. Yeah. Thanks, Kosha.
Thank you. Yeah, whoever wants to add to these, so Shobha Ben, but also open to everybody else, whoever wants to pitch in, can please share. So Shobha Ben, if you want to start, and in between, if anyone thinks of anything else, Rukmani, sister, you can also share your thoughts.
For the anxious
If any-
relatives of patients, I would say to be reassuring. Try to be as
Okay.
reassuring as we can.
Reassuring. Okay. Anything else? Dr. Yogesh, do you want to?
Yeah, for a difficult family members, I would like to add two more components here. Like we must be have the value of helping, as well as the acceptance. You must have the acceptance. That's all. Thank you.
Shobha Ben?
Yeah, making a mistake, you should
Hmm.
apologize. Apology, saying sorry is very much important. So accepting the mistake is very important.
Yeah.
Then complaining patients, love, care, attention. Giving one who is complaining because he is not attended properly, isn't it?
Yeah.
So attention is important and empathy as well.
Yeah.
Dominating manager also. Imagine you have to think that if I were in his place, what would I have done?
Yeah.
So it becomes easier to understand the manager and his acts.
Kosha, for complaining patient, you can write down giving your time.
Okay. Yeah. So with that, we will move on actually because there's one small part of the activity still remaining, which will be more like homework for y'all because we don't want to take up too much of your time. So Reshmi Ben can just take us through explaining that to you and y'all can do it as homework. So Reshmi Ben, over to you.
Thanks, Kosha. So we all have seen that what are the values we are taking and how we are, coping up with the situation. We have seen the values in others. We have derived a lot from others' attitudes. So now is the time to explore your own qualities. The qualities is already there. The qualities which are already there, you were born with and you have developed with time. So this, as Kosha says, with the interest of time, we will take it up as a homework. So what are your three main qualities of self-confidence, which you can reflect upon, which you can think? And next is, what three qualities of self-confidence would you wish to develop more? So with these two parts, I think it will help us to complete the sessions, because ultimately we need to go out to the world and show up our qualities with the best of attitude and with the best of our abilities. We have to serve everyone. So these are the two things you can take it up as a homework. With this, over to you, Kosha.
Thank you.
If you would
So
like to add
thank
any
you,
more points.
Reshmi Ben. Yeah, so I think what's going to help do this homework is when we actually share all the sharings, right? From the previous two exercises, part A and part B, that we did, all the attitudes that we listed down and all the values we listed down. So when we share those with you on the WhatsApp group later today, that will give you a better idea to do this homework, because it will inspire you with a list in front of you of what I already have, like what qualities of self-confidence do I already have, because we're very sure you at least have three of them, though you have to dig a little deep to realize it, because we don't think so much about our own selves. So it requires a little bit of thinking. And then that list will inspire you about what else is it that you feel like you want to add to that list that you already have, and something you want to work on. So yes, Dr. Yogesh, would you like to share something?
Actually, I have a query regarding this. You may think this is my second workshop which I'm attending of VIHASA. Actually, I may declare myself like I'm a new to VIHASA, and I just wanted to know whether these workshops will continue for every Sundays, or it was only exclusively planned for this only for this date.
No, so it's once a month on a Sunday. So once a month on a Sunday, we do this. So I think the next one is scheduled for 9th October. And if you see our registration link, we always update the new time and date on that. So whenever the next activity is there, we will definitely also post it on the WhatsApp group, so you know when the next workshop is happening. And also on the registration link, we update the new date and time for the next coming workshop. So I think a few of you have raised your hands, but I'll quickly just finish the session review and then we can take questions.
Kosha, I just would like to pitch in here. Before that people leaves in, we can just take a photograph of our today's session.
Sure. So we'll do the session review very quickly. So just a recap of what we've done since morning. The first thing was a lovely icebreaker designed by Reshmi Ben, after which we got into the exercise of caring for myself, where we figured out what are the things I already do to take care of myself, and maybe it gave us ideas to add some more things to that list of things that we already do. The next one was a creative activity of creating my healing space, a space either physically or mentally where I can go to recharge and refresh myself. Then we had a small, quick visualization on being cared for, where we visualized our space in our mind and we felt that love and care. And the last one was self-confidence, which was a slightly longer exercise, and I wish we could have given you more time. is where you identified a self-confident person and you thought of what are the values and attitudes that they display. And then we brought it to ourselves. What are my values and attitudes and qualities as a self-confident person? And where is that space for improvement, that scope for me to improve my level of self-confidence? So with that, thank you so much. If there's any questions, you can get in touch with us. And before we take any more questions, before you all start leaving, I request all of you to start your video so we can take a group photo together. So we'll take a screenshot of all of us together. And then if anyone has any more questions, we would love to, answer them. So I request Ashwini Kumar, if you can, BK Amit, Dr. Jayaprakash, if you all can just start your cameras very quickly, we'll take a group photo. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Just a second.
Kosha,
Okay,
do
great.
share the group photo in the group.
We will. So we'll put it up on the WhatsApp group today. So I've taken the photo. Thank you so much. Yes, who has questions?
Kosha, can I?
Yes, sure.
At the beginning of the session, I said that I want to take help of VIHASA for better healthcare for the humanity. So you have my mobile number in the WhatsApp group. I just request you to, I don't have yours. Just ping me up on that number. We will talk that how a healthcare company and VIHASA can do better good work. That's all from my side.
And you can also just email us on this email ID. So that, in case I can't find your number, that will be easier. So this is the email ID we use for these VIHASA workshops. So if you can just send us an email, then we'll take it up to our seniors who organize these sessions and we can plan something out.
And by the way, Kosha, where you are based at?
We are based out of Mumbai.
Okay, and we are at Ahmedabad. Let us do some good work for humanity together.
Yeah, but we have VIHASA facilitators all over India. So we can ask some of the centers in Ahmedabad to get in touch with you as well. So don't worry about that. We've got VIHASA network everywhere. So thank you so much. Anyone else wants to share something or say something? Okay. Golani Bhai.
Yeah.
Shanti, yes, brother, you want to share something? Did you enjoy today's session?
Yeah. I was listening everything. I was listening and noting down this screenshots and everything.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, everyone.
Excuse me, Kosha.
Yes.
I'm from Lokhandwala.
Actually, you're from Lokhandwala Center. Yes, Golani, brother. Welcome. Thank you for
Macha Didi has given me your details.
Hello, Kosha. I just wanted to ask, when will you have your physical workshops like previously you have taken for 3 days or something? Do you conduct it now?
No, right now we haven't organized any. In the upcoming, there is nothing physically right now because of COVID, everything went online. So it's a little more difficult to organize physically. But if there is ever one, we will let you know on the WhatsApp group.
We stay in Navi Mumbai. So there are many who are eager to join and attend it, because it's really very good course.
Yeah.
So try to have it in Navi Mumbai, anywhere, somewhere.